Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome to this episode of Sketchup for 3D Design. We are going to take a look at the additional walls to our cabin. Right now I've got two walls that I want to show you. One is showing up as a separate object and one that is not. When I roll my mouse over this wall, the entire cabin turns blue, those little blue dots. So, and you can see why. If you look closely here, you can see that I really didn't connect that very well to the wall, and interesting enough, they're kind of floating. Um, it looks like it's floating, but that's because I'm in 3D mode or X-ray mode, and my wall is an inch thick, and that's what you're looking at is the thickness of the not the wall, the floor. Also, if you look carefully at my two examples, that rectangle starts on the bottom of the wall and comes up. So that one right there, and this one is as it should be. So we want it to look like this because we can click, pull up, let go, type in 8 apostrophe enter, and we have an 8-foot tall wall. Whereas, that wall got in the way. One second. So I try to do this live to show you that I struggle as well with SketchUp. So I'm going to switch. Come on now. Switch to the pan mode. Don't know why that is acting so sluggish. I'm in the middle of a wall. There we go. I was stuck in a wall for a minute. So this particular one needs to be deleted. So make sure that you know what is highlighted blue and hit delete. So I need to try again, and I need to start at the top. I really need to be connecting to that to the top of the floor. So it's a rectangle, and I was in a bad view, and that's what caused that. And so I want to make sure that everything is blue, and I am also reaching the end. And sometimes, the view is challenging. And now I have to switch over to pan mode again so I can scroll back over. So my point exactly. I want to be, top view so I can see how long it should go. I'm not typing any measurements this time. I'm simply going to eyeball it here. I can always go back and change that later, but it pretty much lines up, and it kind of snaps to the size that I want. So click, pull up, let go, type in 8 feet, enter, and I've got two walls. So a little hard to see with it in X-ray mode, but you get the point. So I will continue that until I have all my internal walls as well. 8 feet, enter. It's really simple. You can see my process is really simple. And this particular floor plan, you might say, Mr. Johns, you're cheating because yours is not 1,500 square feet. Yeah, well, for my purpose, which is this tutorial, it is just fine. But you're right. It's easier than what you're doing. You guys can handle it. So there's an 8-foot wall between the bedroom and the bathroom and utility room. And then this looks like a little closet. So we need 2 more little walls. Literally, it's just so easy. And even if you're off just a little bit, this floor plan, I don't expect you to be perfect or architects. Oh, come on, change my view a little bit. It's acting strange. Okay, let's let go, see if it works. 8 feet, enter. All right, just to show you that, I also struggle, even after using this for, 20 years probably. So I think I've got all my walls. That's a door. I really don't need, I was going to say I don't need X-ray mode anymore, but I really do. Because the next part of this is to show you how to insert something. And you have a couple choices here. This floor plan is not a great example because there's nothing in the kitchen. It looks like I've got one thing. Well, I guess they are there. Really hard to see through my floor. Interesting. My floor plan got very, very hard to see. I'm going to delete the floor. So, no, that didn't really help. It really didn't help at all. So I'm going to click Control Z, undo. just so I don't, oh, let's make sure I don't mess that up. So Control Y is redo. I really want to make sure I keep all my walls. I thought the floor plan showed a little bit easier. So let's take a look at the stove here. Now you have a couple options. One is to create a custom stove, really just a rectangle, the correct size, and you know how tall should it be? I don't know. How tall is a stove? Let's say 3 feet. I mean, you could Google that. You could look it up. Um, and then the top should be, should look like a stove. So don't be lazy and I would take the time to make it stand out as a stove. Now, what does a stove have? It has circles, so we go to our shapes and circles, and really we can just click, let go. If I pull sideways, see the red line between the circles? That means I'm next to it. I mean, I could measure these and be right on, but again, I think for this, pretty sure, and see how it lines that up with the black line, pretty sure we can eyeball this fairly close. Now these should be between equal distance between both of those. Should snap in place. If not, I'm just gonna eyeball it here. Try to make it about the same size. Sometimes the front burners are a different size, or two of them are a different size. I think actually this one looks just a little bit small. So something was weird with that. So I'm gonna try that again. Circle. Whoop, right there. Oh, that's what was going on. Look at that. So, okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take X-ray mode off and just go back to solid. So strange when you're in X-ray mode. So this will be so much easier. Now I know I can see my lines. It's all good. That one's a little small. If you're a perfectionist, you could measure these. These also are not centered, and they're not all the same size. They're close. If I were to, there we go, highlight all of them, I could then go to the move tool, and I could move them all over just a little bit. So at least they're centered. Now they're not all the same size. This one I messed up just a little bit, but you get the point. And since they're separate shapes, you can also give it kind of a cool 3D look. And I think if I highlight all of them, which is by control clicking, hold down the control key and click on each of them. Oh, it went away. It didn't let me do it. Okay, fine. I'll just do it one at a time. Just want to go up, give it some definition. So my whole point here is that you can, if you enjoy this kind of thing and you're comfortable with this kind of thing, you certainly can make your own furniture and appliances. It's really not challenging. The back of this should be up because there's usually some dials and stuff on there. I'm going to show you a trick. I want this shape, this rectangle. I would like to, okay, I'm going to use what's called the offset tool, which, let me remember where it's at. Oh, it's right here under push pull, bottom one, offset. If you put your mouse inside of a shape and click and then just drag, what it does is it makes an exact copy, but any size you want. I just want a little border around it. I think that looks kind of cool. In fact, you could even push or pull those. Let me go back to push pull. You could push or pull one of those in or one of those out. Any 3D trick, any amount of 3D really helps the illusion of it being an object. Now, an oven is going to look more like, I'm no expert and I'm not looking at an oven right now, but I'm kind of thinking something like this. The door opens like that, and then it's going to have a handle, which again, really just another rectangle, like a handle like this. And I hope you see how easy this is. It's all geometric shapes. I mean, everything here is, whoa, okay, slow down. Remember, the more the 3D, the better. Everything looks so much better in 3D. And I'm not really sure, maybe just even just a little bit offset like that. And so then here's the handle. I'm just going to pull this out just a little bit. I could get fancier with the handle with a shape, you know, but you get the idea. So, and then this is the oven part, which if I go over to paint bucket right here on the left side, paint bucket, and then open up all the colors. If I go to, let's see, if I go to search, trying to remember, yeah, there we go, search, and if I go to glass, I can actually choose like a glass and paint the, did that work? It doesn't look any different. Yeah, it didn't. Let's try a different kind of glass. Yeah, okay. So there's really not an inside to the oven, so I should have thought that through because all that is see-through. So maybe there's a kind of glass that's a little bit less. Ooh, not that. It's going to have to be, yeah, I mean, some ovens look kind of like that, right? Or, you know, that's not bad. Maybe there's a little bit more of a shaded. So you can go through this. Whoa, okay. I think I like that one the best. But I really should have made like racks and stuff. Not going to do that. Not going to do it right now. The whole point is just to show you that in literally in 5 minutes you can make an oven. Now, what's your other choice? If you're not comfortable doing that, which I hope you are, but if you're not, look over here on the right side until you see the fourth button down. Not sure really what that stands for, but I think it's the SketchUp logo. Part of, yeah. So this takes you to the 3D warehouse where you can download things. And yes, people have tried to cheat and download cabins and download whole houses, and you know, that's not possible for this project because I need to see your floor plan and your cabin. By the way, this is where you can find anything to put into SketchUp. You can also 3D print. But most of the stuff in 3D Warehouse is architectural. That's what SketchUp is known for. So let's go ahead and look for stove. Stove. I'm not sure what will come up with stove. I don't know if I should have typed in oven, but this looks like it right there, right? So if you just click on the download button, it will, you know, that's cool. What I just learned was, you know, I did a pretty good job. So I literally did that from scratch, and I should be proud of myself. So, but you can see what I mean by I could have done more detail on the handle. That's what I meant. I just didn't. And it has a drawer on the bottom. But really, all in all, my oven isn't, I guess maybe ovens aren't all see-through glass. This one's not. But so, which was easier? Downloading. The problem is this takes more memory because it's an object, a picture that we downloaded into. And so every time you do that, it slows down your computer and the program just a little bit more. And so if it ever gets too clunky, you might have to go and make some homemade objects. But, you know, yeah, so theirs is better. But, I mean, again, I'm proud of mine because I made it, and that's the whole point. So that's kind of cool. I was actually hoping that that was going to, okay, I just lost my, if you ever lose your, side note, if you ever lose your object, go down to the very bottom tool, very bottom option, and it's, I call it the Find My Stuff tool. It brings you right back. So my whole point was, and let me go ahead and just use that oven. Let's say I wanted that oven to be on the other wall. Let's say I wanted it on this wall. So here's my point. The point is usually it's easier to make your own. In this case, downloading that oven was easy. It was perfect. It took no time at all. But let's say that I want this on the other wall. So they don't always come in that easily. It even was facing the right direction. It was even the right size. So just know that if it comes in the wrong size, you will just go over to the scale tool, move, and then bottom tool, and click it, and then you'll just resize it. Okay, so that's how you resize it. But notice that it's not facing the right way. So I need to find the rotate tool, which is, let me think. Okay, it's also under the move or scale tool. It's the middle one. Rotate, and you put it on the top. Make sure it's on the top. not the side. The side's red. See that? That side's green. The top is blue. I'm going to go right in the middle, click once to place it, and then I'm going to rotate my mouse. You see that tool? It's like a protractor. It says, you know, how many degrees or what angle do you want to rotate it? Well, I want to rotate it exactly that much. So it's facing that wall. It's actually off a little bit. That's interesting. I'm going to click again, and I'm looking, straight above, so I should be able to see. I'm hoping I can get it. Let's see. Is that the back or is that the back? Now I don't remember. Oh no. So it wasn't quite how I liked it exactly. It's not being okay. Wow. Okay, it's being a little stubborn. So, but now I know which one's the back. So the back is there. I'm gonna go ahead and it's not square with my house. I don't know why. Either my house is not square, or the oven isn't. I don't think the oven is. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and move this back to the wall. Show you what I mean. It'll go into the wall at an angle because it's not. And you might say, "Hey, Mr. Johns, that's how my oven is at home. It's not quite straight." Well, come on. We can push it up against the wall and make it straighter. So I need to go back to the rotate tool and I need to make that better. And I'm just gonna rotate it and the more you zoom in, the more accurate you can be. There's a little tip, by the way. If you're way up here, it likes to snap to a bigger distance. So if you zoom in, you can really get pretty accurate. So I'm gonna try to make it so it doesn't snap. I'm gonna try to move it until it touches the wall, and it should touch the wall evenly on both sides, which it pretty much did. Let's go ahead and just look at it from side view. I mean, it wouldn't be in the wall. There would be a gap in real life a little bit, but that's pretty good. That looks like it's sitting pretty close to the edge of the wall, and it's fairly centered. That looks good. Now I would just click off of it, just off of anything, and there she sits. So that's how you make an object, and that's how you import an object from the 3D warehouse. That's how you resize and rotate an object. So you will do that until you have everything on the grade sheet and everything decorated in your house. Now, as far as cabinets go and counters, it's a little tricky. When you search for that kind of stuff, sometimes you'll find an entire kitchen that someone has designed, and it probably won't fit your kitchen very well. I think you might have to custom build those. Now, you might get lucky and find some, but I'm kind of thinking, something like this for countertops. So push pull, push pull. So usually pretty close to the height of an oven. Sometimes a little bit taller or a little bit shorter than an oven. If you want to make sure you can measure or type a dimension. But that's how I would do a countertop. Pretty simple. And then when we paint it, it'll look so much nicer. And then the cupboards up here, a little trickier than that. Cupboards, you might want to import and download just cupboards, not countertops. Of course, you want them to match, so it'd be nice if they looked good. So how would Mr. Johns make cupboards? They would probably be, it probably would be somewhere like this, and they might touch the corner there, and then just pull them out. I mean, everything's a rectangle. Remember, everything is geometric shapes in SketchUp, and these should be the same width as that countertop, so pay a little more attention than I did. And then, of course, you can draw, individual cupboards. You can draw the doorknobs, stuff like that. And then one thing that really makes them look nice is to go back to the paint bucket and choose wood. So you're looking for wood. And there's all kinds of different woods. You can custom design your, come on now. Oh, I made these individual shapes, so they're going to be painted individually. These are dark walnut countertops. I might want to actually do like a synthetic surface or a marble. How about a stone? You know, marble is really popular. So something like that. And then I might want to pull that up to give it a, oh, nope. So I need an edge. So to make an edge, just grab a pencil. That's really the fun thing about SketchUp. Seriously, is you can make it. I mean, there we go. There is my marble countertop. And if the marble hangs over a little bit, well, a lot of times, oh, push pull. Sometimes you have to click twice. Sometimes the marble hangs over the edge just a little bit of the countertops like that. So that gives it kind of a cool look. Uh-oh, I zoomed out too much. All right, find my stuff. Did it again. All right, so, but that's a quick glimpse at how easy it is to do that kind of thing. And once you start decorating and painting walls with wallpaper or colors, carpet on the floor or tile or whatever, stone, your cabin is going to look really cool. The door, the last thing I mean, windows, you're going to have to size to fit. You're going to download a window, rotate it, push it in, make sure you size it to fit the hole. The door, same thing, but if you want to be kind of cool, tricky with this, you go to the top and you choose that rotate tool. And you can rotate the door so it looks like it's slightly open or closed, which is kind of a neat look. But your windows will be in the window holes, your door would be in the doorway, and any interior doors will be put in place as well. And it'll start really looking like a great cabin. So get to work on it. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. For now, Mr. John's out.